So, Ibbo, the morning after the night before, your reflections on the game last night?
Pretty much as they were last night. We weren't particularly at it in the warm-up. We spoke to the players before the game and warned them if they were as lethargic in the game as they were in the warm-up, then we were going to struggle. And that's how it proved. First 5 minutes we could have been 3 goals down, and we didn't. We just didn't get to grips with the game early on. Once they scored the first goal, which is a scrappy goal, down to us, we didn't clear the ball on a number of occasions. We then realised that we could string 2 or 3 passes together, and we did have little spells in the first half where we did play reasonably well and had a few chances. Rob Gradwell had a great shot from outside the box, so the keeper pulled off a great save, but they could have got a few goals as well, and we still weren't playing well. I think we've got to hold our hands up a little bit and say we took a little bit of a risk moving Lewes side to wide right. We just felt we don't see him at that his natural position, but we just felt it would help the shape of the team last night, and it was a mistake. When we moved Lewes back into the centre for the second half, he made a big difference.
Yeah, you made a lot of changes at half time, which paid off. I mean, my thought on the second half was it was men against boys and we were the men.
Yeah, well, the second half we changed the formation completely. That wasn't because we think we got the actual formation we were playing wrong in the first half, but we didn't execute it, and we did make mistakes. It's fair enough to say the players didn't do this or didn't do that, but I think we actually moved a few things around on a temporary basis because of injuries, and they didn't work. And it's just ironic that Mark Pullen, who played very, very well on Saturday and played well for most of the first half, it was him having to come off. That we'd already decided we were going to change the formation, but that was part of the catalyst where we said, well, we definitely have got to do it at half time. And second half we played really well. We were far and away the better side. We had a lot of chances. The formation suited the way Woking played, and we dealt with the problems that they were causing us, except to a degree the front players. They had started off with probably two of the best front players in the league. Started off for them with Gilroy, who always seems to score against us particularly, and the 2 front players caused us a lot of problems. And then after about 15 minutes of the second half, they take those 2 off and bring probably the 3rd and 4th best front players in the league. And their manager was complaining that he'd had his budget cut and that they were struggling money-wise. Well, we wouldn't mind 1 out of those 4 front players, but we struggled to cope with their front players all game. But we battled against that, and the centre backs did well enough. It was in other areas of the field that we didn't really come to grips with things until half time. When we changed things round at half time, George Jones made a difference, and George is 17, young lad. Aaron Hopkinson came on and did as well as he's done for us at any stage. Played really well against one of the best left backs in the league, Aswad Thomas, who played down here, and Aaron made him look silly a couple of times. So he did well, George did well, and we got ourselves playing.
Yeah, and a lovely goal from Jordan Lang. That was his debut goal for the club, I believe.
It was, yeah, for the first team. Yeah. Unlucky, I think it was Rob Gradwell hit the shot, hit the post, it came back again. And after that we had 3 or 4 opportunities where the ball was great crosses, particularly a couple of low crosses came across the box, went right across the 6-yard box, and just nobody there to put it in. Yeah. To say we deserved a draw, I think we were so poor in the first half that it was difficult to say we deserved a draw. But certainly on the second half performance, we were, well worth.
By my reckoning, we finished the game with only 1 player on the pitch over 24, which was Simon Wormel. The rest were 24 or under.
Yeah, that's right.
Very exciting.
And the other nice thing is, even in the first half, probably our best player and certainly our brightest player, who was at the races from the start, unlike a lot of the others, was young Jordan Lang. Jordan played particularly well first half. Whenever there was a free kick against us, he was the first one to react. All over the pitch, he did particularly well, Jordan.
Okay, next game. Dover, we know they're tough. I mean, the fixture draw hasn't been that kind to us. We've got a run of tough games.
I think you can look at that both ways. You know, we've got a number of players out injured. I mean, somebody said to me, Chris Breach's dad, he said he was sitting in the stand behind four of our most influential players at the club with David Wheeler, Anthony Barnes, Lewis Hamilton and Sonny Cobbs. So we are still missing a number of players, and there's two ways of looking at it. One way is to say, well, we've got a tough opening programme without those players. The other thing is, we don't want to be playing the sides that we expect to pick up points against without them, because the worst thing that could happen is that, some of those sides who may well be lower in the league, we don't want them picking points up against us that they wouldn't otherwise get. So, the important thing is, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. You look at it and you think, well, we could do with those players back, but the kids who we brought in have done well. And again, yesterday, it wasn't really the kids who contributed to a lot of our problems. So,
we'll take 6-2 again, though, against Dover, won't we?
6-2 would be very nice, as long as it's the right way round.
Good point. Thanks, Ibbo.
Okay,
Cheers.
thanks, Patrick.